I take photos. This post there. Yeah, it's always a trend. Literally because when I was weird at that time.
Okay, so they trended for but any publicity is good publicity, right? Yeah.
Like I can say, I think Mabati, what's the worst thing that can happen in your life? It's literally like one of those things.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Would you put it in that hierarchy?
Like a death of umuntu is not a joke.
True that. Yeah. Very, very true.
Especially to your partner, like it hits literally. But then I think with Nami, I've never had somebody I love close to me die or something like that. Umfuna njani Oskambo when local DJs don't even want you. So I think she qualifies to date Oskambo. Yeah, ghost lady.
This is a podcast. It's not like TV, ne?
Yeah, but
true, I can't do that, Vel. But anyway, Sanbanan ngokulu kuyithoba nonga papi kamala mukhanye with an X and not with an A, the coolest kid in the block, serving you nothing but the best content that you definitely want to know of. Today we've got a really, really nice, amazing guest. But before we even jump into the actual interview and before I even reveal who she is, let me just tell you where we are recording from. So we are at the best ice cream joint in town. The Pie and Ice Cream Guy is situated in Corridor Hill, Shop 3, Langa Crescent, next to Take a Lot. They are open 7 days a week from Monday to Sunday. Come, grab the best ice cream, pizza pies, waffles, milkshakes, and many, many more. You will then see the trading hour specifications below. Place your orders on WhatsApp. Give them a call on 071 875 4756. The Pie and Ice Cream Guy will deliver to you. You ring, they bring. Sihle, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very, very, very nice, yes. You can bring it a bit closer though. Okay. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very, very nice. I'm very excited for you to be here. Thank you so much for joining us actually, hey? Before we even now speak about who Sihle is, what she does, right here in front of me, we've got 013 Gin, Emalahleni's very own gin right here. So here's an announcement that I actually wanted to make onto the podcast. They have officially sponsored us, Lagu Podcast, right? And the nice thing is that our guests will get to give their honest review regarding this particular gin. And I'm sure I've tasted it. It's amazing, but we're gonna hear how you liking it. Tell me a bit about who Sihle is. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people, despite the 45,000 followers on Instagram, there must be that one specific person that's going to be watching this who doesn't really know who Sihle is.
So I am Sihle. My full name is Sihle Mpumalanga, and I am from Witbank. I'm 24, and I'm just a makeup artist.
Really?
Yes.
When did you start this makeup journey of yours?
It started off in 2017, but I've always had a desire for it since I was a child.
Okay.
More especially because we actually love beauty and looking good.
Okay.
So this thing of beauty, big mama, interest in it, and I actually wanted it to be my career.
Really? So it runs in the family.
But then I changed. I was like, no, I don't think I could do this. Later on, whilst I'm a browse,
yeah.
My cousin could actually do them.
Okay.
So I just took an interest in having it. This actually looks good. Like I can actually try this.
Yeah.
And then come 2017, I started watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Self-taught, practiced every single day. And I think after that, that's when the next year I started my business officially.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay, let me just start and make this like business.
So growing up, sorry to cut you, but so growing up, were you like one of those girls that used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I'm a fan.
A huge fan, right? Tell me about, okay, now you've explained where now your makeup career, your makeup journey origins from, to which I find really, really exciting. But now what I wanted to actually jump into is kind of give me a breakdown of your childhood, okay? So you are from Woodbank, you said. I believe you were 24, right? When did you matriculate? Which schools did you go to? Because I did a bit of research and I know that you switched schools. Oh yeah. Oh, there's many. There's many. Tell me about your sort of childhood through a schooling career.
My schooling career. Yeah. Okay. I'd like to say that I was a very good kid.
Okay.
Right? But up until like started high school, I think my Kalabuti end of the starting of grade 9. That's when I was starting to be very.
What happened?
Very cold.
What happened? What
I
changed?
went to this other school. So I started out off at this other school, which sounds good to say the school of
Yeah.
Reno Park at grade 8.
Okay.
Yo, so cool. Ngafika first year is great. Almost like here at grade 9, 80. The wrong friends, adola, so
Yeah.
all of that, yeah. So at grade 9, I dismally failed grade 9. I was like, okay, bring my food, this guy is next,
Yeah.
nothing at all. And then my mom was like, no, I'm taking you out of here because you've completely changed. I think it's the influence.
Yeah.
College. After college, I did only 1 year and I went to Greendale. And then I found a Greendale. And I matriculated 2018.
2018. All right. So she matriculated in 2018. But before we continue with this interview, there's actually a third voice that you're gonna hear on the podcast, right? And we've been doing a whole. So when we posted initially on Meet the Team, there's an image where there's a question mark there. I don't know if people can pick up that that's actually a woman, right? So the third voice that you're going to be hearing here is Esring's very own ghost lady. I can't obviously reveal who the name is, but you guys are going to be hearing the voice. Ghost lady, Sawubona.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm very, very nice. We've got Sihle Lee Carter right here. She explained that, she's been in school. She changed school. She went to Rhino Park, then Edu College, right? And then Greendale. What questions do you probably have around what she mentioned there?
Her schooling career.
Yeah.
She said she had bad friends. Can you say it was bad friends?
Can we?
Yeah.
Or maybe you are the influence.
I think she is the influence.
Nah.
Now,
In the background
influence.
In the background that I've picked up of Sihle, she's a very influential person. She's a trendsetter. And a person of that nature cannot be influenced.
Yeah.
I stand to be corrected.
What do you have to say about that one, eh? You're a trendsetter. A whole trendsetter.
But I wasn't the influence.
Okay.
I only started Manja, I was okay, I can actually play that.
Okay.
And I was very sweet, and I just wanted to try new things. I think it was a thing.
So Greendale is where you matriculated, I believe, right? And I don't know if we can touch base about your daughter. You've got 2 children, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds so weird saying that.
What? Why? Why does it sound weird?
Just the first. Now that I have a second one, it's like we've got 2, and I'm just trying to still process.
How's that whole shebang of being a mother of 2 children? They're both girls, right?
Yes, they.
Oh man.
I can personally say I love it because
Okay.
I've loved kids from a very young age. I think Ubuti, my mom also saw this kids like I just have a love for them.
Yeah.
And she'd always fear something. So that's one of that as I say age. And she was right.
Oh, she was right. At what age? At what age did you have your first child?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 18. Yes. was 18, no 19. So
Okay.
at that time.
And what conversations did you have with your mom then when you're like, ma, now there's two of us in this body, eh?
I didn't entertain it, but I really didn't actually know so much about sex education at all.
How? There's LO. There's LO.
But it doesn't like literally teach deep. Let me say, for example, now you go sleep with a guy, and then when you sleep with a guy, probably can they 1, 2, 3 mistake? No, probably. And then do they teach you what can you do in the morning to take what? Can you take COVID? Oh no, sisters, it's morning after.
Yeah, but I mean, they do reiterate the fact that there's condoms out there.
I'm sorry to interject. Do you perhaps think if you had the proper sex education, you wouldn't have had a child at that time?
Okay, protect and all of that, you know. But then, what if it doesn't happen? Or let's say you protect Sihle and one mistake. How can you do to prevent that? You don't know what to do. You have no education. Sinasesifunde ngabangani.
Yeah.
Experience ukuthi oh mngani kunento sona.
Yeah.
Mina ngiyaprevent. It was okay. What is that? You know.
So that first conversation you had with your mom, where you now know, obviously, I believe you then took a pregnancy test and all that, and you now knew that okay, cool, you have something that's kind of growing within you. How did you then like dish it out to your mom? What was her reaction? What was the entire conversation in between?
Well, I was so scared to tell her, so I didn't even tell her face to face. I actually sent her like a message on WhatsApp, and I told her. But umuntu who saw me was my brother, my young brother.
Okay.
So he saw good time, and there's something weird.
How many months in was this now? If you had you already started showing?
No, but a bit, you know. Yeah, a bit. And I didn't even realize because like I didn't know see.
Yeah.
So he's the one who first saw me, and then after that, he asked me about it, and then I told him, and he was like, okay, go sell me.
Yeah.
Mama, like straight, like soon, you know.
Okay.
He's pressurizing me, so I just WhatsApped her because I couldn't talk to her face to face.
Hey, that's a very brave move, eh? It's very, very brave.
After that, my mama is not somebody okwata to that point we see now for a long time. We're more of okay, this has happened. What's the solution?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about variety, one support through it all. It was not easy, but you know, I can't say it was that bad. Also.
You have a very nice mom, ne? She's very sweet and understanding, I believe. All right, before we jump into you now having a second child, tell me about that whole experience of you now being a first-time mom as at the age of 18, 19 that you said. Who were you dating at the time? What was going on at the time? How did you then now speak to your man at that time to say that, hey man, look, now there's 3 of us in this thing. How was that whole kind of conversation?
During that time, I could say, during my journey, it was not easy at first because like it's something that you never planned and didn't want. So it had good days, but most of the days they were very, very strenuous because now I'm still young. There's certain things I want to do, but I can't do those things.
Yeah.
And I'm missing out on a lot of things.
What were those things that you wanted to do?
Okay, the first thing that I wanted to do was to go to school, you know, go Sala, Josie, Pretoria, and all of that. But then when that came along, I already had a baby, and you can't. I don't like being away from Umtwan.
Okay.
So now it's just like okay, I can't go to school because I have a baby. But my mother did say everything I have. But it was a thing of
you were too attached to your child.
Besides that, a burden on abanye abantu now because you know, like he ends with him. So I don't want to stop anybody's life like that. Yeah. So those are the things I can say. The most important thing that I've missed out on. Yeah.
Okay, Ghosty. Have any quiz regarding that?
No.
I do. I do. Well, you didn't tell me about the whole relationship with your then boyfriend, I believe, because I know now you seeing someone. I believe that's the father of your now child, right? Tell me about that whole experience of that conversation you had with your boyfriend at that time to say that, okay, cool, now there's 3 of us, dog. This is what's happening. What was the whole conversation like?
People don't know my first child's baby daddy, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, they always mistaken him for my late boyfriend. So the person that I had a child with my first baby daddy, we didn't really have much of a conversation as we were still too young. Because Nae was still young, he was in varsity, I think his first year or second year or something.
Okay.
But then I was working, he wasn't working, he was at home, came back from his school. I think we didn't even have that conversation.
Yeah.
So I feel good nakona, maybe that's the reason why you know.
So you mentioned something really touching there. You said a lot of people then mistaken the father of your child for your late boyfriend, right? Where do you think that mistake then comes from? In a sense that now they're going to be thinking, okay, maybe it's this gent and not that gent. Where do you think the confusion then lied?
I think the confusion lies because that time when I don't think I was that known in that way.
Okay.
So people only started actually getting more traction to me or know me because of that whole situation that happened with him. So people don't know what has happened before. Most people, but people who know me from that, they can actually.
Yeah, but we're having that conversation.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I heard that you were dating your late boyfriend, and then apparently there was a breakup, and then you fell pregnant, and then you went back. Kind of clarify that.
Confused. Okay.
Clarify that for me. I mean, you're not giving me the juice. You're not giving me the details. I mean, look, I'm trying to, see which buttons to press first.
My late boyfriend, who was my first real boyfriend, because I met him when I was 15.
Oh, wow, okay.
15, 16. And then we dated, but we only dated until I was...
A station.
I think after a year or something like that. We broke up, like something up completely.
Okay.
I think maybe we broke up for almost going to 2 years. And then my baby daddy, being Fundanai at school. So I knew him, he once dated also. And then Manje, Maseng Jolanai, actually, they lived 3 streets apart, something like that. Yeah. And then, so people now say okay, truth and since closer and all of that.
Yeah. So that's what initially people then thought.
Yeah, they thought that. Now they thought when I broke up, but my black boyfriend, my first boyfriend, I broke up with him Dala, and then that situation happened after. So people didn't know with me, and that boyfriend had broken up now, and I'm with this person, So I kind of understand why now they thought
that way it comes from. I feel you. Ghosty?
People and assumptions.
Well, people will always assume things, eh?
Yes.
People will always conclude their own
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The lie is more nicer.
Nah.
Yeah,
Before we continue, please taste E013 Chen. Citation lemonade. Injani. How is it?
Because I like sweet things.
Oh, okay. I think it's because of the lemonade. That's what makes it sweet. But how's the gin? How intense is it? Is it nice?
But it's not. It's perfect.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, so people can actually buy this through the podcast, actually. So, guys, we actually.
Cool because it tastes like juice. So you're gonna get.
So, guys, we're actually running a promotion. If you purchase the gin through the podcast, you get a special coupon code, Kanye, where you will then get 20 Rand off your bottle on each and every bottle that you purchase. So make sure you guys support us. You will then see the details right here as to how you can then order your own bottle, as well as where you can get it. All right. But for now, I want us to chat about I know that you then moved from schools. Okay, besides you moving from one school to the next, I believe you also stayed in Model Park at some point and then moved to Lelokshini. Am I right in saying that?
Oh no, I used to live in Del Chudo.
Del Chudo.
Yeah, that's what I used to live. My mom and my mother were still together.
Yeah.
And then we moved out. My father still stayed at the house. And then I with my mother.
Okay.
And then I think maybe a few years down the line, we came back and moved back in Chile, and my father went and lived in Cape Town. So I used to stay there, and then the divorce and everything was final, and then they decided they're gonna sell the house. That's when I moved again, actually, in Lukshi.
Oh, okay. How was that? I mean, how old were you at that time?
My parents broke up a long time ago. 2006. Yeah, 2006 was that time, and then we moved back 2008. Yeah. So I can't say it's something that really affected me because it's something I don't remember them as much together.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, more than I remember just us being seesaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, seesaw. Yeah.
But wouldn't you then ask your mom to say that, okay, now where's dad or why are we moving? Weren't you like really inquisitive back then?
No,
I understand it won't.
My mother's a very open girl. She won't even try to bend it. So, yeah, 123 years ago. So I knew why. Yeah, I knew why.
Understood why. Very interesting.
Yes.
Do you think that particular phase of your life is gonna have or is currently having an impact in your dating life or in your window of marriage or relationships?
No, I don't think so. Because abantu they tend to say ukuthi girls abangakhulanga nabo baba bethu much have daddy issues and all of that.
And what's your take on that?
My take on that is I don't think I'd have an issue with thinking like Trayelanga. Like if he wasn't there, you know, if he wasn't there as much, I wouldn't know Kunjan. So the fact was okay, I ain't getting I'm gonna have these issues because my dad is not around as much.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me, being right. Yeah.
I like that. Now I want us to jump into your whole makeup career now, right? Before we then now dive into, apparently you have a criteria of dating DJs, but that's gonna be a topic.
That is very shady.
I wanna know.
Guys, did you research?
You've got a thing for about ones and twos. But before we even jump into that, I want us to speak about now the business, the makeup. Who was the first person that you actually like did a face beat on? What were the reviews? How did you then now seeing opportunity on actually making it a business?
You meaning Utintale?
Yeah, like the first person that you actually, drew brows on.
Oh, so what I did this one time, I wanted to actually practice on other faces other than mine.
Yeah.
So like I called up like 10 girls who can do the makeup for free.
Really?
Just to, like, food and different skin tones.
Yeah.
Literally all came to my house.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm going in. Cool. I take photos. Miss posted. Yeah, it's always a trend. Literally because when I was at that time.
Okay, so they trended but any publicity is good publicity, right?
The best publicity.
Is that how you got to 14.5k followers?
That was the best publicity ever. Because after that, that's when actually people started booking me after that situation.
You lie.
So that's when I started working again.
You lie.
So I was like, I'm actually grateful.
Yeah.
This is such a great idea for me to post these things. So people support after the. Ever since then, they've never stopped.
So that was like a stepping stone to where you are right now.
Yeah, I could say that.
Right.
Because it also pushed me to say, okay, I've seen my wrongs actually. Let me actually now put so much work in this because I'm going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so at that time, there weren't a lot of makeup artists around, were they?
No.
They weren't, right?
Not.
There still isn't, ne?
No.
So you don't really have that much competition, do you?
It kind of about a competition.
Well, I don't know. You tell us. That's your sort of world.
The best, but kono umuntu prefer
a certain okay.
Yeah. So I don't think I don't even take it as competition.
Yeah. And you thought of doing this whole company or this business solo. You didn't really want to kind of go to maybe do a young Mac sort of job.
Okay, le mali new one. I'm going to share.
So you wouldn't want to like share it with Mac or whatever the case is.
And the thing is, people want isandla sakho.
Ah.
So even if I have them and I train them, when they come, maybe they can help me with the bras and other things. But people actually want you. So I don't feel like it would be useless to just
Yeah. So is makeup solely what you do? Because I saw that you also do you say you are a hairstylist as well.
Yeah.
Let's speak more about that. Well, it's on your bio on IG.
How?
So let's speak about that as well.
Oh yeah, that's like to actually say everything. I do also render those services, but like food I can say.
Okay, so what are you kind of learning at the moment? Are you like learning how to install wigs?
Yes.
Or yeah, clean and mhlawumbe?
Install wigs solely. Like I love wigs. So that's all that I do. I'm not interested in cleaner and all of that. No.
But I must say the wig game, ne? It's spot on. It's spot on. It's spot on. And I must say, I didn't say you are a makeup artist and you look absolutely beautiful today. Thank you so much.
Is the brand.
My man, exactly. She definitely showed up. And I can't mention that you were late, but I understand that it was because of the brows and this actual look that you have presented here. You look absolutely beautiful.
So, as a makeup artist, do you render services of classes? Because I actually want to learn.
Yes, I actually do render classes, also one-on-one classes. I have like different price lists what you want to learn at that time, because some other people don't want to learn like the full face. So just I just want to learn about brows, so I also cater for that. So people sometimes think I hold like master classes or something.
Yeah.
No, one-on-one. Basically, yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
That's also a platform for us ladies to actually look into.
And what's your take on guys wearing makeup now? Is it a thing or it's or for you, Tom? Well, there was a whole podcast out there where Mo Flavor was wearing makeup on a podcast.
Really?
And I think you should wear.
I'm not gonna wear makeup,
Yeah, you
guys.
should actually.
We
For like,
created
My skin is not that bad for me as a guy.
your skin conscious, but you looking extra.
Well, guys, now people now gonna say Nkobeki Sand or something. No.
And now.
There's a whole stigma that goes around with men wearing makeup.
For it's not like a full face or whatever initial.
So okay, for this podcast right now, kube ngifakeni in your opinion as a makeup artist?
Light foundation, yeah.
Yeah. Ngivalela ama marks.
Yeah,
Eish. Eish.
I think you should bring Sihle for our makeup as the team, eh?
One time. Question is, would she like to take part in that though?
that would be cool.
It would be, right? I think that was a very sarcastic answer.
Was shot.
Sounded like it was a very sarcastic answer. Let's speak about now your criteria of dating. I hear you just have a thing for,
What is the? I don't have a.
what is the criteria? Grand.
Like I don't know. People think maybe I plan it with myself. Like it just happens. I don't know why.
So if I want to date you, what must I have as a guy?
You must have a seat DJ and a mixer.
I already have headphones.
For me to date a person, what do they have to have?
Yeah. What's the like? That ticks the box.
No one to get together. I have to actually like you.
Okay.
Compatibility.
Yes, I have to actually like you. You feel and one with you like okay, this person blows my mind before anything else.
So what are those things that you would then say blow your mind in a guy? I mean, your now boyfriend is who? Sergio.
Yeah.
He's a DJ, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And was your late boyfriend also a DJ? He wasn't.
I am more interested in how she met the current boyfriend.
Yeah.
How did we meet actually?
Was it at a gig? Or you one of the groupies that were dancing there in front of the...
I saw, sorry to interject, I saw she shared this other meme that says, Umfuna njani Oskambo when local DJs don't even want you. So I think she qualifies to date Oskambo.
Ghost lady.
But she shared it on her Instagram.
That's the thing.
The first thing I saw when I followed her on Instagram.
You see, we're quoting back on the things that you then post.
Okay. You guys really did your research.
We have to, I mean, it's part of our job.
No, it wasn't. Okay, how we met. So I have guy friends. Abangani bami, we went. They invited us to.
Yeah.
I have a view. Okay, we went there, and then but we didn't know Gabani.
Okay.
Didn't know, we didn't care. I was just invited there. I wasn't there, but there was quite a number of people there also. I think I saw him there, but I didn't really see him.
Yeah.
Okay. Same. I think after that, what happened? Oh, I began the Q&A on my Instagram.
Okay.
So I was like, he sent a message, right? So, would you date a guy who cooks, cleans, what does for himself, take care of himself, and I see you man, shit, you know?
So that's how it started?
Yeah.
So you the one, okay, would you say, Ghosty, would you say she shot her shot or he did? Because maybe he was then asking from a curiosity perspective.
Asking.
And then she just like gave the leeway to say, hey yo, I'm willing to get married, man. I mean, she put it there.
I think she was she didn't shoot the shot. Actually.
Yes, thank you.
She didn't because at that time she didn't know that this guy cooks, cleans, and whatever.
Yeah, but he said it.
And she didn't even know that this guy is interested in her, right? So
But did
he
you-
shot the shot and it landed. Do you hear me? It landed.
And then now when you found out that it's actually a DJ, was that like a whole cherry on top?
We weren't dating.
Happy relationship.
I wouldn't say they were relationships.
Okay. So that's the sort of DJ that opened the whole gateway of, hey, now I'm in.
I feel like dating a DJ fan of Bruno Yinja, you know?
Why? What?
Because
Why?
you date one, a lot more come after that.
Yeah.
Don't you know the saying that says, Walunywa Yinja Raiwan, dogs are gonna go around biting you? There is actually a saying like that.
I didn't know that saying.
That Walunywa Yinja isn't just a I'm not saying DJs are dogs.
Maybe. No, let me
So
be honest.
when Ulunywe
It's
Yinumlu,
a lot of DJs because maybe I kept on like I went out a lot. Maybe
Yes.
that's why. Yeah, I
You're
think that's why.
exposed
To them, like I
them.
went out a whole lot, so it was always a group. So maybe that's why I was always.
and I mean, look, you're going to these places, your eyebrows are on flick, you got your lipstick on, you know, your swag game is on par. I think also they're gonna be attracted to you, right? Because you're a really attractive young lady. So it's a whole DJ vibe now, huh? That's where we're at.
Attractive young lady that she is. Don't you think ballers were after her as well? And she still chose DJs?
In my life, I should have chosen the ballers.
You should have chose the bowlers, right?
At that time.
But DJs make a good amount of money too. Or does it depend on how big you are as a DJ?
No, it doesn't depend. You can't do DJing only in issue.
Yeah, so there's other sort of businesses that you need to do in between as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, guys, look at Abu Oskambo. He's wearing Louis, he's wearing Bobari, he's wearing all these brands, and I believe he's got a deep pocket that carries a lot of coins in it, right?
Wants us to dive into that.
But Mosi, I don't think that's the only thing he's doing now. He wouldn't survive on DJ.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think. None cuts me, but he doesn't depend on it.
I just think it depends on how far you've gone in the industry. Just like each and every industry there is, the more experience you have, the more your salary becomes.
Okay, true.
Because as a startup DJ, I can't be making or getting booked as much as a person that has been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
So, like DJ Black Coffee. Did you see DJ Black Coffee has a hand.
He does, really.
Side note.
He does?
He does.
Is it like, is it normal?
It's more.
Is it, yeah, but yeah, he does have a hand, but it's just not like his other hand. It's not like, apparently he had a sort of, I don't know, an injury, yeah.
On that not so long ago. But
Did he,
yeah, it was on the table. Do you hear me?
where is this now? We need to check that out.
Yeah, I'll show you guys a picture. His hand is on the table. I feel like my entire life was a lie because I've always believed that
Agana Sand.
doesn't have a limb.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but no.
But he because he always has his hand in his pocket.
We thought he didn't have a palm.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but now he has both his hands on the table.
But
Yeah, I
with less
I liked that picture for good luck.
I really liked what Travis Scott did. Sorry to I really like what Travis Scott did. There was a gig that Black Coffee was at where he was actually playing there, and then Travis Scott came and actually made it a vibe.
Really?
Yeah, it was nice. Like he showed dabs to him. It was really cool.
Wow, we deviated so much from the point.
I know, right?
The point was he is making so much money solely from being a DJ because he's been a DJ for all these years.
Yeah.
So I think when you clock a certain time frame in that particular industry, then you get to actually make a living out of it, as opposed to as a startup.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what.
But I don't think your boyfriend is a startup too, though.
No.
He's probably in it.
Yeah, for yours.
Nah. Yeah, so it is quite nice. Let's now that we're speaking of the boyfriend saga, you earlier obviously in this episode you mentioned that you have a late boyfriend as well, right? How was that emotionally? Like how was that emotional toll on you to lose your then boyfriend at that time?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like I can say, I think Mabati, what's the worst thing that can happen in your life? It's literally like one of those things.
Is it? Would you put it in that hierarchy?
Like a death of umuntu is not a joke.
True that.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Especially to your partner. Like it hits literally. But then I think with Nami, I've never had somebody I love close to me die or something like that. Still with no kokwam and all of that. But my mom back on, everyone is there. So this was like the first time where I've lost somebody so close to my heart. So I can say Guti, it did like 90% of like.
Really? And
lot.
I stand to be corrected, but I believe you also kind of lost your grandmother within the same time frame.
Yeah, like 2 months after.
Jesus, man.
Like literally 2 months after.
And that just added to all this pain that you were feeling at that time.
A lot. And then I think 2 months after, 3 months after, I think my
Sure. You lie.
He passed away. So 3 people who was literally close to in my life all gone.
That was one roller coaster that you won't find at Gold Reef City, right? So how was that for you emotionally?
Emotionally, I think Uguti, it literally changed me as a person. I was a whole different person. I think Uguti I think after maybe a month, I was just like, I'm tired of literally sitting here and crying. What can I do to numb this?
Yeah.
Because so what can I do with the being paid?
So what did you do?
I think I dived more into like literally going out, drinking a lot, because basically because now I'm it's all that you think about. So I was always asking about. I couldn't be still. I drank the whole. I've never drank so much in my life.
Cool. And that was the period that you did.
So we
You would say that was your coping mechanism.
A lot. Going out and alcohol. I even gained weight from alcohol.
Where did all the weight go?
Okay. Actually, I still have it, but it's not as much anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to I think now I'm pregnant. Yes.
Speaking of pregnancy now, this is the second child that we're speaking of, right? Second daughter.
Yes.
To which I then feel they're probably going to take so much from their mother from the business perspective and being makeup artists. How was that now emotionally for your entire family to say that, okay, like now you spoke about your mom being so cool and being so understanding. Now you're coming home with the second child. At the age of 24 now, right? How was that? Again, was she really cool?
Yeah. I think Uguti, because of taking much responsibility, taking care of my child, even financially, you know, I being a parent to Munyumuntu. So I think now when I came down the second time around, I feel like it's a thing you go, oh okay, again. But then I wanted it and I planned it, and so as to compare to the first time I'm young, still in school, like I'm still a teenager, so the second time around I was like, no, this is what I want, and it won't be any burden to anybody, like
Interesting.
You said you wanted it.
Yeah.
You wanted a child.
I always knew that I'm gonna have another child, but it's something that been telling but then when it came about to see plan a logo, I was like, let me just.
So your second daughter was planned.
Yeah,
I think that's beautiful.
Very. I told myself, go to the next time you want to done, it won't be deliberate. Like I will plan. It's okay.
So 2 children, 2 girls, right? What are one of the things that you wouldn't want your children to do that you did when you were younger?
Ooh, this is so hard to answer because certain things that we've done,
yeah.
So if I deprive them from any experience, it's okay. Don't do what I've did. We always ganjani. There's a lot of knowledge that I gained from certain things. But I would probably say, I think there's one thing in obviously, because literally there's so much that you miss out on, and I don't want that for them. Responsibility because I'm 24 and I can see because I have a lot of responsibility.
And you have a long way to go too.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's beautiful, man, because you're not going to be those old mothers that go to like sort of teachers what's that, parents meetings at school, you know, and then now you know when you're a child, right, and then not to speak bad or anything, uno mama who's just a bit older than the other children's moms, right? You don't really like it because you also want your mom to be young, to be, you know, dweba the shia there, you know, makeup on flake. So that's probably what your daughters are also going to experience as well, to have that mother that's always now in the public image, who's a public figure of some sort, and that's also in the beauty industry as well. Speaking of beauty, do you think you're going to open your brand, any like Sihle Lee Carter brand anytime soon?
In terms of like a whole new space, or
maybe a makeup line? Yeah. Is that something maybe you picture or you dream of one day?
Quite honest, I don't have any passion of creating anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just want to create art on people's faces?
I want to try new things in yeah. I think my job is to try lezo, but I don't have any desire of having a makeup line or anything like that.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I just want to have I'm working on my own space, putting renovator, really nice and all of that, you know, modern, So
would you try modeling too?
I have.
How was that experience?
It was actually good. I loved it.
Because you look like someone that really likes to be in front of a camera. I was watching your live on Saturday, and you were speaking to I forgot. You were speaking to this girl.
Yeah.
And this girl, just remind me what her name is. She joined you live, and she was at Pretoria, I think, and then she was she was here, and then she was speaking of how much Pretoria is a vibe and how Witbank is boring. Just mention her name. Karabo. I didn't want to say another name. So she mentioned that Witbank is very slow. It's stagnant in terms of growth. Businesstically, did I say that right, Ghosty?
We understand.
Business sneakily.
Frames of business.
Exactly. You see, that's why we need a course lead in this one. So, from the frames of business, do you perhaps think, obviously, in your line of business, it has a whole lot of potential for this space that we're currently in?
Even Bank Namasapota money, like Good Bank has a lot of business, like a lot. People from here support.
Yeah.
So I feel like in terms of work, it's the best.
Yes, it.
The best. People from here, but right, like you can start a business. There's always going to be somebody who will support you. That's why so many people are doing things, opening business, because they actually do support a whole lot.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of how small Woodbank really is.
Yes.
It's because then people kind of get to know of what you are doing very quickly. And if it's dope, then people like it, right? I like that. Ghosty, what would you like to ask regarding her makeup, maybe art business that she has?
She said she doesn't want to open her makeup line, right?
Yeah.
Which is completely normal because as people, we won't all have establishments, correct? But I just want to commend her on her consistency, her level of work, the quality that she actually produces to her clients. It's from the time she started, it has always escalated.
Yeah.
Till now. And I believe because beauty is creation, it's artwork, it's still gonna go even further up than where she already is.
Yeah.
So what would you say or what would you tell a person like me that would probably sometime in the future want to start to know how to do makeup, whether for personal use or business wise? What are the advices or the key factors that I would have to know in order for me to actually know how to do makeup?
One thing you shouldn't do is not to give up. Like this thing needs patience, it needs time and time for you to understand that you need to build this thing, guys. So you need to be actually very patient and not give up. The minute you give up, it's when you go back 10 steps back again.
No.
Literally, you always have to just keep going at it, no matter how bad you think you are.
Yeah.
Carry on, because I think even now, I still think I still have a lot to learn, like a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I've seen the minute and you don't be consistent with it, like you do no course, and you know, like, so it needs a lot of practice, not for you to give up, and a lot of patience.
So it's a skill.
Yeah, it's the skill.
And skills need to be upgraded.
All
True.
the time. The minute you start,
Guys, I did photography. I did photography and and hey, I definitely agree to that because
Thanks.
so what I do, my photography, I don't know if you know that I am a photographer as well. You didn't? Check out Kanye's studio, brah. Hey, Juanio. I did photography, right? And there was a time where I actually stopped for a bit.
Yeah.
And the moment I stopped for a bit, I really had to upskill my skills, right? Purely because of now there's a new sort of method of doing certain stuff, and it's things that you don't really know of. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for you to kind of, feed the brain, feed the mind with new knowledge as well, especially if you are in business of some sort. So that's exactly what I then did. There's AI, AI guys, you know of AI? So there's AI that's now in, and that's really making such a difference from a photography perspective, right? But in makeup artist or makeup artistry, let me call it that way, do you then perhaps think you'll then now branch out to either doing bigger sort of, or working in bigger scales, such as TV production maybe, or just like this, a podcast where you now kind of, make us look nice, and not necessarily for occasions for people saying that they're going out for ilokonja. Would you want to now kind of expand in that level?
I actually want to expand in that level because I think that's the best level, rather than because when you are in that level, you have a salary, and the salary it's a lot, so you'll be working, but at least you'll be paid good. Then let's wait, so you have something stable at the end.
Yeah.
So I think it's the best. I would actually love to do that.
Well, I mean,
Sorry to interrupt.
no problem.
But as a person that has always been their own boss, would you think you'd survive in 95? Because in that industry, it's not necessarily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
true.
But
You have someone you're reporting to, basically.
I think there is on Chaya cool. Kuti now I have a boss and I need to do things according to that person. I'm telling it's okay. So I want to have control, I think, of my own business at the same time,
but the pay,
and you can't cancel whenever you don't want to, or you don't have that freedom, like the kuning. So I think Kuti, in terms of the money, it's good.
Yeah.
But in terms of Kuti, you're a business person, I wouldn't recommend 9 to 5.
Just to backtrack a bit, I saw that sometime in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, you left your business and you went back to school. How did that go?
It went pretty good, but then I think in the end because I started out at face to face. I was doing beauty therapy, and then it was a course for 3 years. So, I knew that there were certain things included 1, 2, and 3. I did it, I started, but I saw that's not what I want to do. I'm focusing on massage and all of that, you know. So, the course makeup, which I wanted to do, it was like short, it was like 6 months. So my mom was like, no, asking like a degree, it's better than for you to just do this course with. Okay, I was like, okay, let me listen to her. Went did the course of beauty therapy. I started January, February went, but I was so homesick. Number one, like I went home every weekend. I couldn't deal with it. I said, Jones. Another thing, I did the course. I didn't like what we were doing. I hated it. I felt like I can't be learning this because this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I won't use the skill. None of I'm saying nah.
Yeah.
You know? So I went home one day and I just never went back.
But don't you think that maybe you would have wanted to maybe open a beauty spa of some sort?
People.
Well, you don't need to. You can just be the face of it.
I don't.
Just like how.
Yeah.
Who's this lady? Just like how these celebrities then do it. They have beauty spas, but it's not like they're the ones that are actually doing
That's the thing. I mean, I have a passion for it. So when I do it, I also want to know how to do it, you know. Because people have this thing of opening a salon and all of that. Have you seen what they focus so much on the aesthetics than actually the work? The nicest salon, but
it's poor.
You can do better. Yeah. So people, you should actually have a passion for something that you are doing.
Yeah.
So you can't open something like much about it. You just want, especially beauty. You won't get any income as much if you're not passionate about it. Yeah.
I like that. So now with what you guys, so Shade Game is the verdict, right? But I'm gonna let it slide. I want us to chat a bit about how would you then inspire, let's say maybe an upcoming makeup artist out there that's going to be potentially watching this podcast, and what would you then say about obviously the challenges, obstacles, as well as the perks of being a makeup artist, and how you can kind of maneuver around that whole regime? So what would you then say to that next person out there who wants to become like Sihle Lee Carter and have 45,000 followers on Instagram? What should they do? I also want 45,000, eh? I also
more than me.
I've got 1K, bro. Hey,
I don't know.
It's hard. So what would you then say to that upcoming makeup artist around Emalahleni?
I would say, always work on your craft. Like, make sure it is always perfect, always perfected. Don't think and be too relaxed and think I wanna manage so I don't need to actually do much. When you start your business, make sure that you're a professional at all times. Keep it very professional, because people tend to black businesses, you start these businesses and then maybe if there's an altercation, gotta be professional, man. Just for Nami, when you're not happy, okay, I'm not happy, like I don't try to solve a problem. Attitude. So I'd advise them to always stay professional. That keeps people attracted a lot to your business if you are that type. And also, I would say, no, I think consistency. Yeah, consistency. The last one, always be consistent. Share your work, no matter how bad you think it is, you'll get better. There's always going to be somebody who's a supporter. Never stop and keep on practicing full time. Don't stop practicing.
Yeah. Is Lee Carter like a nickname? Is it I won't say stage name, but like is it a brand name as well? How was that whole Lee Carter established? Because I mean, Ikamalako. Like, how did that whole come about? Because I mean, Ikamalako Sihle Lee Mahlangu, right? But Lee Carter, that specific, how did that come about?
This is such a stupid story. So, Lee Carter, so ngaqala, I was on my brother's phone, imixi.
Yeah. Umqiti.
So again, I'm like, so I'm a contest librarian, so so I see this other name. This is I'm sure maybe 10. I want to like Lee. I was like, I really love this name. So I called myself Lee Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I did. Okay, cool. And then the Carter part comes because I love Lil Wayne. She thought she'll be
I knew it had Lil Wayne in it. I knew it had a bit of Lil Wayne in it.
So I was influenced by we used to listen to hip hop all the time because my brother's a rapper. So in my musical liking, he has a big influence on me. So yeah, but in Lil Wayne, yes. YMCMP now.
Yeah, Young Money, Rich Money Gang. Is that the one? Cash Money Gang.
So I was like, no, this is my surname. I'm taking this. So Sihle singing. Okay, I didn't like my name. Sihle. I don't know why. I didn't like it. So I was in high school. I can't So I was like, no, you know what? Sing Sihle. This Sihle is a cooler name.
Yeah.
Even though. So I can't introduce myself and I checked. So that's when I took, that's okay, I got on Facebook, I was like, no, this is my name, that's Sihle Lee Carter. That's all.
So Minika Muzi Kanye, ne? Kanye is actually my surname, if you didn't know.
Really?
But Muzi.
The name was Kanye.
So Muzi is actually the guy with the pimples, you know, when you're growing up.
Yeah.
So I don't really like Muzi because it's the guy with the pimples at school. So the insecure guy, the less confident, you know?
Yeah.
So Kanye is, hey guys, nobody knew that Kanye is actually my surname, but you do now. I'm actually revealing it now. So Kanye is actually my surname. Umuzi igama, but njengoba ngalithanda ukusebenzisela kaMuzi because umuzi bhekana umuzi Kanye. Yeah, ngiyabonga, but njengoba ngisho Umuzi was the guy with the pimples. So the people that know me as Umuzi, they know the guy with the pimples, the guy that doesn't know how to speak to people, the insecure, sort of shy looking out guy. But I outgrew that and then I became Kanye, right? And it's Kanye with an X and not with an A. Young Tona was the coolest kid in the block. But anyway, when it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered as? As Sihle Lee Carter, that's heavily obsessed about Lil Wayne, to which now she added it into her name. But when it's all said and done, what would you like people to remember you as, know you as, and what legacy are you kind of building as a brand? Well, as a brand, we're all starting a legacy of some sort.
I'm just joking. No, I just simply love. I don't want to be big. You think I want to be reminded of my work. No, I just want to be reminded as a fan and a loving person. That's all, Jay, and a kind person. But
so you say there's a lot of love there. Yeah.
Oh, this girl was so kind.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's true. Really love that. Ghost Lady.
So, what morals does Sihle have? What morals govern Sihle? And I'm like, Sihle wouldn't do this. No, that's not like Sihle. As a person, outside work, outside being a mom, outside being a girlfriend, outside being a loyal friend, what does Sihle stand for?
What do I stand for? That's a tough question. because mawubeka ukuthi what morals. I feel like any situation can come. Yo, I don't stand. I can't
Yeah.
and then the situation comes and again say you get the logo. So I wouldn't as say I'm gonna stand on something because I feel like anything can happen. Yeah, anything can literally happen. So I don't have specific rules with you. I'm a one way. Yeah.
I'm just we're like I don't cheat, right?
Oh yeah, I don't cheat.
You don't?
That I'm against.
You don't?
Yes, I don't like cheating.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Kontengi Kumbulai. Sergio, why did you remove his pictures of IG? What's going on there? What's going on there? There's no pictures. Bruh, there's no pictures there. I was on your IG and there's no sign of Sergio there. Anyway, what's going on?
Literally, I can say one thing I can tell you guys. Don't feed into social media too much because the thing is, just because I removed pictures, why do people think there's something negative going on?
But I'm asking why did you remove them?
I'm getting there.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like, why do you think there's something negative going on?
I'm not thinking there's something negative. I'm just asking why.
I know, but there are people
Okay.
who actually think like that, you know?
Okay.
But I can say, I can't just say, there's nothing going on.
Why did you remove the pictures?
Uzisuseleni izithombe
Just nje.
ngani.
Did you feel and okay, ukuyiposta ke uyiposteleni ukuthi uzoyisusa futhi?
Abaningi abahlali remove zonke izithombe zakho. So mina just remove a few. Now why is it a big deal?
Okay, this is a challenge. You go and remove the baby's pictures right now.
Kuyoba inkinga.
Why?
Because now I'm gonna have to explain as to why.
No.
And that's the opportunity I'm giving to you now to explain as to why the Gentle Brothers picture's not there anymore.
But remove pictures.
Hi,
Yeah.
feels like there's a story there.
Just ask.
So there's no story
Sorry.
at all.
No.
Clean.
Oh, there's nothing.
Clean.
There's nothing.
You just press delete,
does-
or maybe did you archive them? Mhlawumbe wa archive
Yeah,
guys.
remove them. Actually, archive them.
You did archive them.
I'm shocked at the fact that people notice.
That's the thing that shocks me every day.
But you can't have 45,000 followers and
they go
expect no one to. Bruh.
Literally, as Nami, that's what shocks me. But how do people notice that, babe?
People do. You're a brand. Sihle Lee Carter is a brand.
Through
Yes.
my pictures.
Sihle Lee Carter is a
I just
brand.
feel like the minute you post about your relationship or the minute that you post your partner, right? You give away your sense of privacy. So we won't question why you posted, but
Yeah,
we
we wanna
definitely will
know,
question
why
you removed. Is there trouble in paradise? Why did you remove?
Let me
So
say-
people will always have that mindset.
Yeah, that's true.
Something is wrong.
But that's the thing also.
There's no trouble in paradise.
And of my work. I'm not a brand of my life. I'm not an influencer. So
No,
let me
actually,
say-
you
Oh, you are.
they take me as
You are very much an influencer, eh?
influencer, guys.
Sihle
I don't
Lee Carter.
man,
Hey!
just say you don't regard yourself.
Yeah, I don't regard myself.
But you are. Unfortunately, the public had to decide the fact that you are
They
actually.
decided for me so much.
I mean, reverting back to the start of this episode, we actually painted you out as a trend setter.
Yeah.
She is.
Exactly.
She is.
So you are, whether you like it or not, an influencer. Exactly. So people, your fans, you've got a fan base. I mean, 45,000 people follow you on Instagram, right? You have a fan base of some sort. So therefore, they will obviously now want to partake or kind of have certain interest, a level of interest into your life and how you are in your well-being and so forth, right? To which now they're gonna ask, how we saw the Gentle Brother on the IG when we're scrolling down the post, right? What happened to those pictures?
We commented. We need to know.
We commented, we liked these pictures as well. In fair too.
I think this is the best thing. They can, okay, I don't close down because they can ask, but they can ask about something that I've posted about. So I didn't post anything. It's okay. Oh, I removed these pictures because 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Just remove them. So I didn't say anything about it. If I didn't say anything about it, don't ask me about it.
No, but now that's where the curiosity then lies. Is the fact that's how you're removing them and you're not saying anything.
Yeah, so you don't ask me anything. I don't.
We're curious.
It must also be curious.
Okay, so
I'm on the fence.
But I don't have an
I agree with
explanation.
Sihle.
but same time you know it's ungapha nangapha.
I understand the cost of them engaging in my life and all of that. Yeah, I have people that I follow 1, 2, and 3. But if I come up and I don't say anything about it, let's not talk about it. Yeah.
So now let's say it here on the podcast. Us bring the podcast available on YouTube. Please do subscribe, comment, and like the entire episode. Right now, she's gonna reveal as to why she removed those pictures.
There's no reason
Nothing. So you just
to remove them.
both of y'all. Ghosty, do you believe this? Honestly, so.
I'm on the fence, as I said. I'm on the
Ghosty.
fence. The reason why I'm saying that is because as people on social media, we tend to want to have an opinion on each and everything that happens in people's lives.
That's also maybe part of the reason why I removed them.
Yes, we want to have an opinion, we want to know. So the minute that you post, you are letting us in to that certain point, right? And of which it's your life. You have the courtesy to shut us out whenever you want.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remove my boyfriend's pictures on my feed. And I don't even owe you guys an explanation.
I'll move on like nothing.
But the questions are gonna be asked though. That's the thing.
Are gonna be asked because I already posted him, so I already gave them that light that there's someone. So the minute I remove, there has to be a reason why I removed. But on the same breath, I don't owe you guys an explanation.
True that. By all means necessary. You are very right in what you're saying. But like I said, that 45,000 followers doesn't come from nowhere. It's a fan base that's created. That's created. Not in Daba per se, but let me say, but look, not in Daba per se, but they're inspired by who Sihle Lee Carter is, what she does, what she lives by, but.
So, I need to. Magashu is not the entire 45k. She's actually right because now people, the minute you show them something in your life, they become obsessed with it. Now everything is revolving around your relationship. You're talking about things. Yeah, Mike, it gets boring. Yeah, now people are so obsessed with the muntako in a relationship only. There's nothing you can offer.
That's why now
Ugu live. Ugu muntako. I'm like, okay, this is not what I came here for. Hey, it just gets too much at times. Then abantu, they put their head into it, kakulu, you know, and then buy too much at times.
And I also just feel like that's the downfall of being out there.
Yeah.
The boring part of it, you know. Yeah. And then when you don't see it because like, I'm just posting more.
Yeah.
What's the difference about it?
Ghost Lady mentioned ballers.
Yeah.
Are there any ballers that they're shooting their shots?
I wish. Listen,
what?
I wish came from the toe.
Mfana, from the bottom of the entire body.
Even if guys now I can sing him, they don't approach me. I don't know why.
But why are you ladies shutting us out, the people that don't have money?
The reason why is that Tuti, and I think about playing me that much. I think they do campaign my phone.
Okay, maybe it's not
I want
kind
to
of
myself. I'm man, dating multiple girls.
Yeah.
Oh, like in J, kuning. And I'm a mostly if back Sheila. You kind of like rendering like that service.
Yeah, them. True that.
Yeah, so I'm not about that.
So are you a lover?
Yeah, I'm a lover.
Yeah, time to time.
Ballers, then you're a lover.
I'm a lover. Like I'm a lover. I don't know why. Like I love. I want to be able to.
So if everything then goes well, should we be expecting wedding bell rings? Is Is it something that maybe you expect as well? I mean, are you that invested in this then relationship
Like
now?
to take it there.
Would you like to take it to a point where now it's solidified? You guys are then signing a quote to say that you are now Mrs. Who?
I think, ne?
Ndashe.
There we go.
I think Uguti, I'm not so much into marriage. If it happens, I'll be happy. But if it doesn't happen, nakona anginandaba.
Okay.
I think the most thing I only care about is the happiness between men. I don't want to move on. Because singashada mara still ngahambi kahle.
You're not having your drink. Is it not nice?
It is nice.
Hey, phuza sis.
Mara yami.
It's here for you. Libelia melta.
Bottle.
Yeah, kule bottle leli mfethu. Siphuzeni.
So I think Uguti, even normal thing now, marriage is not a big thing for us. The main thing, what we need more is money. Are we rich enough to get married? I mean, I always feel like marriage should be like you guys are not worrying about the stupid things. It should be like send right in shady. You are covered, yes, comfortably. So rushing into it, Mara says Uguti.
Isimo somnotha sikho right.
I don't want that.
I feel you.
So yeah,
I feel you.
And stability. Yeah.
Stability.
But
Girl, I'm sure he's gonna watch this one day. Yes, cause lady.
Do you think you can have enough money?
no.
My point exactly. So we're not basing it on financial stability,
Yeah.
but emotional, mental. Like you need to be there,
Yes.
be present.
Yes.
I think one thing that fails
Yes.
most marriages
True.
is that people are not present. You are just there
Guys,
because
yeah.
As the husband or the wife, yeah.
Guys, and the people have messed it up so much. Marriage is nice, Shem. Bangantjela mana.
What's your take on these married men being out on the loose?
I won't judge them.
there is
Because
no
we might
nigga.
judge them, and we have friends who do that.
There's
Yeah.
no nigga that is single as a married man. Do you hear me?
Ngathi nedimo ni married man. Ngathi nedimo ni married man.
Comments, married man.
Hey yo, Sanmanan, now we're back at it again. Let me just kind of remind you as to where we are. We're actually shooting Lana at the best ice cream joint, Emalahleni. Speaking of the best ice cream joint, Bugani. The ice cream guy. You have the whole bubble gum. Ghost lady, this one is for you.
Oh, you don't
Thank you. For me? No, I'm chilled.
Oh, this is open.
Tungvulela. Ngasab. So you went for the bubblegum flavor.
I love sweet things.
There we go.
Looks so nice.
Enjoy. So anyway, just to remind you where we are, we're actually here at the Pie and Ice Cream Guy in Corridor Hill, Shop 3, Elanga Crescent. That's where you're gonna find the best. Yabon Linda Olen, I'm gonna tell you now, it's suitable for your ice cream dates. If you wanna go on that first date with that specific significant other, this place is the place to go at. Sihle Lee Carter, just before we wrap it up, right? Ghost lady, do you have any questions for her?
Firstly, I'd love to say this ice cream is the best.
The ice cream is amazing, hey?
Concentrate.
Nah.
Yeah,
This ice cream.
Dog, she's already halfway in it.
concentrate.
But she did mention that she really likes isn't this sweet.
No, this ice
Right.
cream is the one. This ice cream is the one. So, what should we expect from Sihle Lee Carter in the next, let's say, 6 months, stretch it to a year?
I literally don't know. I have nothing planned.
You are that spontaneous.
Anything can happen, literally.
In the next 6 months,
Literally.
close to a year. You said you're opening with these, you said it's master classes, but like those one-on-one sort of sessions where you teach people, right? Should we expect more of those though?
Actually, I don't want to do it alone. Me and a friend had to do it this other time, a master class,
Yeah.
and it quite didn't happen. I think because there was a lot of things that stopped us
in that process from the little things.
Yeah.
Like the photos, the posters, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But then I really feel like we should do it. Yeah.
I think you should.
And I want to do it with her.
I think you should. Do you want to mention who this specific person is?
Yeah, people know her.
Okay. What's her name?
So her name is Unondumiso.
Okay.
She's Masilela.
Okay. I'd really love to have Nondumiso sort of do this masterclass with her. Apparently she's as good as, is she as good as you?
She's very good.
Really?
And she has a degree in somatology.
You lie. Ghost lady, do you know this Nondumiso person they're speaking of?
I've heard of her, but people know her as Praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of her on Instagram.
It's Praise M.
Praise him on Instagram.
Should we look forward to something with Praise? Okay.
So that is in the pipeline.
That is in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Speaking about pipelines, just as before we wrap it up, thank you so much, Sihle, for joining us today on this episode, lovely episode, where we actually get to know more about who Sihle Lee Carter is and what you aspire to be. 013, guys, Jen.
Having me.
013 gin is available, guys. You can buy it off the podcast as well. It's going for $2.20 on the podcast, but using the specific or special coupon code Kanye, you guys can bag yourself 20% off on this bottle right here. But what I'm going to tell you now is that we actually enjoyed having you here. Thank you so much.
I actually enjoyed this.
What are your last words to us, to the podcast?
Don't care what people say.
Don't care what people say. And in closing, thank you so much for tuning into this amazing episode of Us Ring with Kanye with an X, featuring one of the best makeup artists, Sihle Lee Carter, today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on the channel so you can also be notified who we're gonna have next. But for now, this is where we say goodbye. Msaleni kahle. Yeah. Mfana.